education and free health care that many people can't afford. There are still a lot of families who can't afford. And if you are really sincere, Mr. Prime Minister, there are still 90% of the institutions in the country who collect donations from children and suck their blood. Big, big institutions, whether it's Hindu, Christian, Muslim, whatever it is, I don't know. But there are many institutions which are collecting donations and they are also members of your party, or were members of your party, or were alliance members of your party, of your alliance partnership. So, you politicians know there is wrong going on everywhere. Your 6,000 rupees to the farmer is peanuts. Give the farmers a good irrigation system, water supply, timely loans, and good quality seeds. You are not doing that, and farm insurance. But you are talking that today we should not give freebies when you yourself gave in the 2 elections. So, you practice what you are preaching, but not so. You are not practicing what you are preaching. Yes, freebies is not wanted. Especially the AAP government and every state government is doing this freebies just to get their vote bank politics and to get to power. By these freebies announcement, they get to power. The innocent people vote for you all. They get duped. And then there is no forum for them to go and ask, question you all. Oh, you promised me this, but you have not done that. Mr. Prime Minister, you don't have anything to give for the farmers, but you all have given about 10 or 12 lakh crores of loans waived off for all the big corporates. The big corporates are really enjoying crooks. The assets recovery companies are all again corrupt bloody companies. They are all mafia, land mafia. The presiding officers in many of the DRTs are all mafia. The lawyers who are practicing in those courts, many of them are land mafia. This is out of my experience I am talking. I can give evidence. But what action will you take? No. I gave a complaint on one of the presiding officers. But nothing happened. Nothing happened. There is no place for honesty in this country. There is only place for jumlas, for crooks, for corporate crooks who loot the banks. The banks are also ready only to those corporate crooks. They don't want to give a honest citizen a loan. There are so many farmers who are suffering. You go and auction their properties, you harass them. But do you do that to Anil Ambani or any of the Ambanis or Adanis or any of the other big corporates who have looted and scooted? Many of these corporates have taken huge loans, nothing less than 5,000, 10,000 crores and above. ILFS, what has happened to them? That fellow has died also. So what happens? Finished. The story is over. There were so many bureaucrats who were heading or were directors in those companies. What action have you taken? Zero. Whom you take action on? The poor farmer or the poor MSMEs who are really honest, but because of so many climatic conditions or the economic conditions, they are suffering. But you don't have time to listen to us. You only have time to jump. You're always in an election mode or an election mood. When do we get the Prime Minister for the common man? Never. The Prime Minister doesn't have the time. The Prime Minister has time for Priyanka Chopra, Kamana Ranaut, and all the film stars. And Mr. Prime Minister, if you have time for them, why don't you spend just a few hours with the honest citizen of this country? That's what my dog, my kutte is telling. Yes, like that. You don't have time for the honest citizen. There is no forum for the honest citizen to go bell. In Manunidi court, that cow went and pulled the bell and rang the bell to tell the king that her calf was killed by the king's son. But here you, Mr. Prime Minister, you say you're from a poor family, from a chaiwala family, but you are only associating yourself with all the big corporate crooks. You have time only for them. I'm sorry I have to talk the truth, Mr. Prime Minister. You might not like it. You might harm me also. I'm not worried about it. All of us are going to die one day. You, me, the entire population. When we have to go, we have to go. Nobody is permanent on this earth. but how we die and how we live and what we leave behind is what is to be remembered. There is so much of the poor, the economically backward people in this country are suffering, but you don't have time to listen to us. Even in the parliament, there is no time for you all to listen to us. You have not even answered what the opposition is saying is right. You have not even had the heart to come there and sit and listen about the price rise. I had a lot of expectations from you, Mr. Prime Minister, but it is totally, Mr. Prime Minister, my appeal to you as a honest citizen of this country, be realistic. The people need a lot of support, and if you don't open up your eyes, you will also suffer. The country will suffer under your leadership. Thank you, Swatantra Party and GITA TV subscribers.